Hi, it's Sam, aka Lymphoma Lass here, and today we're going to be making little Christmas tree decorations out of ribbons and beads. It's a very simple process, but I thought it's a fun thing you might like to do for your own Christmas. So I'm just going to clear this away and tell you what we would need. So to make these decorations we need a needle, sharp scissors, ribbon, embroidery floss, embroidery cottons, beads. I found pony beads quite good for this, plastic beads, and some bits to put on the top of your little decoration, your little tree that you're making. So first off, I'm going to measure, pulling the thread carefully so I don't tangle it. I pull it, find the loop that's moved and pull it through with that loop that's moved. I'm going to cut out the amount of embroidery cotton that I need. I've not found the right one there. It's that one that was moving. So I'm going to cut off for myself a bit more than I need. I found that I need about, well, just under 2 foot or 60 centimetres. So I've measured myself a foot, and then I'm going to double it, and then I'm going to cut it off. That can go to a side. Okay, so first of all, I'm going to use 3 black or dark coloured beads for the trunk of the little tree I'm making. So I'm just going to thread by eye one of the beads and put it in the middle of my cotton. So that's going to be the bottom. I'm going to work sewing, stitching through the ribbon and the beads from the bottom up. Now you can use a needle threader. I've used a quite large eye needle, so I'm just dampening the thread and then putting it through. I've not got them all because it's 6-strand thread, but I'm using it double, so I've got about 12 strands I've got to get going through the needle. As I say, you can use a needle threader for this, which is basically a little bit of plastic with a wire on it. You stick the wire through your needle eye and then you stick the thread through it and pull it back through, and because the wire is very thin and flexible, it goes through. But I like the challenge of trying to do it myself. So I've got a plastic bead on my strung thread. So then I'm going to put 2 more plastic beads on, and that's going to represent the trunk of the tree. The ribbon is going to represent the foliage of the tree, and I'm going to just snip this off a bit because it's got a tear on the end, which I don't want. So it's nice and it's not quite even. Sharp line. There we go. So I'm going to fold this over, and I'm going to measure it to about 1 centimetre folded double. And I'm going to put my finger on about 1 centimetre, and on the reverse side from where I've got the fold, at about 1 centimetre, I'm going to stitch through the middle, the centre of the width of the ribbon, and then with a bit of a wiggle I've attached the trunk to the base of the tree. Now I'm just going to measure to get the same width at the other end, and I'm going to keep my, so I've measured the two together like that, and I'm just going to keep my finger on where it's middle, fold it over, lay it flat against the other bit of ribbon, and then I'm going to find out by measuring with my fingers where I want the next stitch to go up through the ribbon. So the ribbon is against the ribbon I've already sewn, and I'm going up through the ribbon. And it's got caught, but I'm just going to fold it through so it isn't caught. There. So that's part one, and you'll see that they're about even. Doesn't look even on this because of the angle, but they're even, about even. Then I'm going to, for this one, I'm going to use red beads, I think, as a contrast. So I'm going to put my first bead on, that's a red bead. Then what I need to do is decide how far out that next branch is going to go. And I think I want it about there. I want it about that far out. So I'm going to make sure I thread through the underneath of the ribbon, the underneath of the tree, and then I've got that branch on. I'm going to put on another pony bead, and I'm going to repeat the process, and it's all about where the branches should go that looks right to me. They need to be relatively even but quietly be reducing in width, and I'm going to put another stitch through. Now if I do it in the wrong place, it's not a problem. All I have to do is just pull my needle out of my thread and try it again. Another pony bead goes on, and I'm going to do the next layer. So got about that and that. I need it to be slightly less wide again. So I am going to do it about there. So So from the underneath of the ribbon, that's the one thing you have to be very careful of. You do it from the underneath of the ribbon to the ribbon that's going to be, the side of the ribbon that's going to be at the top of the tree. So you can see it's quietly growing. My little tree is quietly growing. This is a great, I think you need about, to make trees this size, you need, with this kind of width of ribbon, you need just under, just over a foot of ribbon, maybe a foot and a half. Just untwisting the thread. To help it go through the ribbon. So keep being careful that your ribbon is the right way round when you stitch it. Another pony bead. Another loop about there. So let me just measure that again. It gets a bit tricky as the beads move a bit. I was doing this on my skirt last night, and it was a lot easier because it wasn't a slippy surface. There. So I'm beginning to get it looking like a tree. Remove my hand. So I'm beginning to get it looking like a tree. I'm going to put my last red pony bead on. Now to do this one, what I need to do is measure how much I want, and then fold my ribbon over so that I'm going to put my needle through 2 layers of ribbon. Wiggle my needle to get through, and then before I tighten it, I'm going to cut the ribbon. I don't know if you can hear my washing machine going in the background. I'll just pause while it spins. So my washing machine is making a little less noise now. So I'm just going to, you get homely with me. I'm just going to, you can see how I've sewn it through 2 layers of ribbon, and what I'm going to do is just quietly pull it tighter, like so. Like so. Get rid of that ruler. Now, for the tops, I'm going to use a few beads. I'm going to use that bead, I'm going to use that bead. I quite fancy using that bead because that's quite fun. But because I'm using that bead, I actually need to use some beads to keep it higher. So I'm going to use that bead, and I'm going to use that. Actually, I don't think I need that bead. I'm going to use that bead for between those two to take account of the fact that's lumpy. It's got a curve on the inside of that bead. Now these beads are a bit tight for my needle. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to make the hole in them a bit bigger with my scissors, with my sharp embroidery scissors, by just sticking the blade in a bead, of a bead on the blade, and rotating. So, I can decide which way I want it to go. I think for this one I'm going to make it go that way. And it fits. It didn't fit before. So, and I've got this little one, which has actually got two ends that need loosening. So I'm just going to loosen them with the point of my scissors. It's hollow on the inside. And I'm going to thread that one on. Just be clear which way you want it to sit, so you thread it that way. I want it to sit like that, so I'm threading it this way. If it doesn't quite fit, you can just use your scissors some more to clear the obstruction and make it fit. Yes, it's quite tight, which isn't any bad thing. So that goes on there like that. Now I'm going to just put one of these little tiny plastic beads on, if that will go. Yes, ironically that fits easier. Just as a spacer, and then my bow bead. Just check it's something you like the look of. I think that's nice. It's nice enough for a little decoration for on your Christmas tree, or you could use them as gift tags. If you wanted to, you could personalise them by using alphabet beads in the middle. Bearing in mind how long the name is, therefore how wide you need to start your ribbon and what kind of shape you want it to be. So now I can take off my needle, and all I need to do is wrap the thread round my finger, push it up through the bottom, and very carefully moving the knot so it's right at the bottom of the bow, I can put a knot in it. Then I spread out my thread. I decide how long I want it. I want more about the same length, so I'm just going to compare it to this one, and I want my knot about there. So again, put my thread round my finger and then up through the loop, pull it out, and there we go. And then all I have to do is cut off the end. So there you have it. We've got some lovely little Christmas tree decorations. I'm never very good at getting them in the shot. We've got some lovely little Christmas tree decorations to grace our Christmas tree with different colours and lengths, just from a bit of ribbon, some beads, needle and thread, there you go. So I hope you've enjoyed learning how to make these with me. I hope you have a really lovely December, and that you have great fun preparing for Christmas. So please feel free to follow me on YouTube for more of these videos, or to sign up to my newsletter in the link below, and you can find out what I'm up to first, and find out about these videos and other things I do. Bye for now. Thank you very much. Bye.